Authorities in Costa Rica telling NBC News that Warner accidentally drowned while swimming in the ocean on Sunday. Warner is best known for, of course, his Emmy-nominated role as Theo Huxtable, Cliff's son, on The Cosby Show.
Rican Beach, where officials say a dangerous rip current swept away Malcolm-Jamal Warner. The Cosby Show star drowning in secluded paradise on Sunday.
What makes that beach so treacherous?
You know, it's similar to other beaches where there are strong rip currents that are deceiving.
Mike Geist helps run a volunteer lifeguard organization here. He says while no lifeguards were on duty that day, Geist's friend, who happens to be a trained lifeguard, was there to surf and discovered Warner unresponsive in the water.
You know, the first thing that they do is they bring him to the surface and give the emergency respirations.
Right there
In the water on the surfboard. And when he didn't respond to that, my friend rapidly took him into the beach and they immediately began CPR.
Some news hits you like a dump truck, leaving you breathless and struggling to process it. And the passing of Malcolm-Jamal Warner is exactly that kind of shock. It's the last thing so many of us ever expected to hear. And when it happened, it felt almost unreal. He was one of those people you simply don't imagine leaving this world so young and so soon, especially because of how positive, kind, and talented he was. Malcolm excelled at everything he did, and countless people admired and loved him. As Hollywood and his loved ones mourn this heartbreaking loss, Lisa Bonet, who played his sister for 8 years on The Cosby Show, has remained silent. Sources say she, too, is struggling to believe he could just be gone like that. It makes you wonder, does Lisa Bonet know something the rest of us don't? Or is this simply a devastating case of a bright life cut short far too soon?
And I've got my head on straight, my soul and dignity is intact. Like, I've had a really wonderful journey, and a lot of that really had to do with, you know, my mom and my dad as well.
The topics on the podcast, what do you got? What are some of the topics you guys cover?
Oh, Malcolm-Jamal Warner truly built a legacy to be proud of, and that's what makes his passing hit even harder. From the age of 14, he graced our screens on The Cosby Show, effortlessly bringing the role of Theo Huxtable to life. When the show ended, many feared he might fall into the same pitfalls that had derailed the lives of so many child actors, struggling to transition from childhood fame to adulthood. But Malcolm proved everyone wrong. He carved out an impressive career, landing roles in television hits like The Resident, Suits, and Read Between the Lines. Off-screen, he followed his passions as a musician and poet, earning a Grammy for his work on Robert Glasper's Black Radio 2 and later winning another for his cover of Stevie Wonder's Jesus Children. Beyond entertainment, he gave back to the Black community through projects like his podcast Not All Hood, which celebrated Black culture, and was already preparing for an even bigger second season. That's why news of his tragic death came as such a shock. While on vacation in Costa Rica with his family, what was meant to be a joyful and relaxing day at the beach turned into heartbreak. Playing with his daughter in the ocean, Malcolm was caught in a powerful rip current and, despite his strength, was unable to escape, ultimately losing his life to accidental drowning.
This is the beach where this shocking incident unfolded over the weekend, and you can see behind me right now, there is a red flag up telling beachgoers to not go in the water. And of course, those flags can change with conditions throughout the day, but there's a sign when we pulled up to the beach here that warns people about the risk of the current, about the risk of going in these waters. And of course, we now know that for Malcolm-Jamal Warner, going in these waters over the weekend proved to be deadly. A source close to the actor tells us that he was on vacation.
As soon as the news broke, celebrities began pouring in condolences, each sharing heartfelt words about what a bright light Malcolm-Jamal was in their lives. Even Bill Cosby, who played his father on The Cosby Show, expressed that losing Malcolm felt like losing his own son all over again. Yet, amid the wave of tributes, one voice remained notably absent: Lisa Bonet. Back in the day, she played Denise Huxtable, Theo's sister, on the show. And even after she decided it was time to leave the series to pursue other opportunities, she and Malcolm maintained a warm, genuine relationship. Their bond endured beyond the screen, which is why her silence now feels so unexpected and has left many wondering what's really going through her mind in the wake of his passing.
With his wife and his young daughter when a day at the beach went terribly wrong.
Word is, when news of Malcolm-Jamal's death broke, Lisa didn't take it well, especially with all the conflicting reports that surfaced that day. The first account claimed he had been in the water playing with his daughter when a strong current pulled them farther out into the ocean. According to that version, nearby surfers rushed to help and managed to bring them both back to shore. But by then, Malcolm had already passed away. Then another report emerged, painting a different picture. This time, it was said that he had left his daughter safely on shore and gone swimming alone, only to get caught in the current himself. So which was it? Was he alone when it happened? Or was someone else with him in those final moments? Adding to the swirl of speculation, Malcolm was rarely involved in any public scandals, yet things had recently become more complex. In the months before his death, he had been speaking out strongly against the negativity in modern hip-hop, criticizing how a genre deeply rooted in Black culture had shifted toward messages that were, in his view, anti-Black. He openly challenged the way artists were being incentivized to produce music that he believed only harmed the community further, sparking conversations that not everyone wanted to have.
Right? Conscious hip hop isn't getting exposure. The messages in hip hop that get the exposure are misogyny, murder, mayhem, and disrespect of fellow Black people. Right? That's not all of the hip hop that exists.
Right, but that's what mainly.
That's what gets. Yeah, like you can't have a popular hip hop song without using the N-word.
Or calling women horrible names.
Yeah. It's like our Black music has somehow become anti-Black.
Lisa allegedly believes that Malcolm-Jamal's outspoken criticism of hip-hop in recent years may have put him on the wrong side of certain people who weren't too happy with what he was saying. Another topic that had been weighing on him was the permanent removal of The Cosby Show from television. While he never defended Bill Cosby's actions, Malcolm often voiced his belief that the punishment didn't match what other actors, especially white actors, received when accused of similar misconduct. He pointed out that even when white actors faced serious allegations, their shows and movies remained on the air, and in his experience, Bill Cosby was the only person he had seen have all their work erased from public view. He also admitted that losing the reruns hurt him financially, but it wasn't just about him. Many of the Black actors from the show relied on those reruns as a major source of income. To Malcolm, it felt like the punishment extended far beyond Bill Cosby, affecting an entire cast of talented people who had helped make the show an important part of television history. Some believe that by speaking so openly about these sensitive topics, he may have upset powerful industry figures who didn't like what he was saying. Word is, Lisa Bonet suspects that could be exactly what happened, which might explain why she hasn't been quick to make a public statement. She's still trying to process it all. No matter the circumstances, Malcolm-Jamal Warner lived a life he could be proud of. And now people everywhere are remembering him as an icon of their childhoods and of the community. Some celebrity deaths hit harder because they carry pieces of your own life and memories, and for many Malcolm was that kind of figure. It feels as though we've all known him our whole lives, and his loss is deeply personal. Prayers continue to pour in for his family, as fans and friends struggle to accept that such a gentle, genuine soul is gone. For many, this will never sit right. We are collect.
You know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else.
On that note, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because the next story is one you definitely won't want to miss. I'll see you then, bye besties.